Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Muji ji ki jai. If this is your first time in Satsang, know that the way to ask questions is through the chat window. Welcome, welcome. And I'll presume that the audio and video are working fine unless one of you tells me otherwise. Namaste. Both are fine. Okay. I'm very happy all of you could join us. What shall we speak about today? Yesterday there was this conversation about consciousness, beingness, the sense I am, and if in any way at all it correlates with the body. So let's spend a few minutes just looking at the basics once again. Very, very simple, just common sense to see what is really going on. Yes, shall we do that? And for those of you who are here for the first time, also know that there's a lag between the time I say something and it getting to you. Therefore, it might seem like there's a lag between the chat and the video. Shanti says, just want to be in your presence today. A guided meditation would be great at some point. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, with our eyes open, let's become aware of our surroundings. Look around the room, become aware of your surroundings. Leave your attention completely free to go wherever it would like. Attention can go wherever it likes. And notice that when an object comes into your attention and you become aware of it, it exists for you. Let your attention go wherever it likes. And in the light of this attention, the external world is given life. Gently, we can close our eyes now and keep the attention with the body. Become aware of the body. Notice that you are aware, you are aware of the body is not aware of you. You are witnessing the body is not witnessing you. Become aware of your breath. Keep your attention with the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Stay with your breath. Keep breathing normally and gently with no force of any kind. You are aware of your breath. Your breath is unaware of you. You are witnessing your breath. Your breath is not witnessing you. Become aware of your thoughts. Be completely open to all thoughts. Don't resist any thought at all. Let them come and let them go. Don't give your belief to any thought. Let them all just come and go. If there are a lot of thoughts, it is completely okay. And if there are no thoughts, that is okay too. Confirm that you are witnessing your thoughts are not witnessing you. You are aware of your thoughts. Become aware of any feeling that might exist. Keep your attention on the feelings. All feelings are allowed. Don't label any feeling that is arising. You are infinite space in which all feelings are allowed. You are witnessing your feelings. Your feelings are not witnessing you. All that is arising will go shortly. Nothing that has come will stay. Become aware of the sense that you are, the sense that comes with the words I am. This presence of you is always present in the waking state. This presence is your own being. This presence is consciousness. This is God's presence. This is your presence. Confirm that you are witnessing this presence. The presence is not witnessing you. You are aware of even this holy presence. This presence is born in you. Become aware of this awareness, which is aware of all that is arising and fading away. Know that this pure, untouched witnessing you are. This unblemished seeing is your true nature. This eternal witnessing you are. May you never be confused ever again about your true identity. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. मोजी जी की जय. And whenever you are comfortable, if your eyes are open, if your eyes are closed, you may open your eyes. Amaya says, that was the awakening meditation of all time. Thank you. So obvious, yes. Shanti says, the place, no place of eternal peace. Yes. Very good. Amaya says, when you said presence is not watching you, there was a moment of thought. Yes, it is seeing me, body, mind, for a second. That was habit. But you had already shown us that we are seeing that, yes. Being is just being. Being is just being. Seeing is just seeing. Shanti says, resting here always. Shanti says, thank you, Father, it is done. Good, very good. Hans says, Pranam Anantaji, being is active and non-active at the same time? Question mark. Yes. This question is being active and non-active at the same time? This is an excellent question. Excellent question. Yes. And the answer could be said to be yes. Look at being as the light of consciousness itself. And in this light, the world is actually projected. So all movements are just projections of this light. So, like in the cinema, there is a light which is projecting the movie. Here, being is the light and the screen. So, is the light moving or unmoving? We can say that the light is constant, yet the movie is moving. Or we can say that the light is moving in some way, that's why the movement is happening on the screen. And either are okay based on how you see it. Therefore, it can be said that being is ever present, constant, and yet it can be said that it is constantly moving. Language cannot describe being, but we can point to reality, and I have a feeling that You understand what is being said. Jyoti says, can one be more and more awake as time passes? Can one be more and more awake as time passes? The true answer is no, because no sleeping is actually possible for awareness itself. So the answer is ultimately no, because the witnessing is always the witnessing alone. Awareness is always awareness itself. And what is actually seen is that I have always been this pure awareness itself. And it has always been this constant, never changing, never moving. This pure witnessing is what I am. But the essence of your question is that in the life of a being, just to use words, in the life of this being, can there be more and more wakefulness in some sense? So I will read it to say that does after the awakening, does it mean that there is a stabilization that happens into the state of freedom, the state of non delusion? And if you read it like that, then yes, there can be a time, it can be typically if you've had awakening experiences and there's a stability that is growing, then sometimes it can be said to take 2 to 3 years for it to just marinate in this. And the belief in all identity, all thoughts seems to get washed away during this period. And very, very little of the rope called the ego remains after that. Bhagwan used this example of the rope, which has now become the burned rope. He does not say that the rope vanishes. He only says that the rope is burnt and hence it has no power now. So remnants of the ego will still remain. And momentarily they will be getting caught up in this also. Momentarily. But it will not last more than a few moments. And don't worry about measuring the length of time that it lasts also. But you will know that the capability of the ego or the capacity of the ego to cause suffering is now gone. It's very, very minute. Prema says, witnessing the space, peace, love, and joy. And these forces, remember, are in service to you. We are not to chase after them. When you stay as the witnessing alone, then you see that all of these are standing at your service actually. Very good. Jyoti says, meaning is the consciousness being more awake to itself? Is the consciousness? Yeah, so being is also at that point unchanging actually. But again, the essence of your question is it had become deluded in its own play of this Leela. It had become deluded to believe that it is a person, and this delusion seems to wear off more and more as the awakening becomes deeper and deeper, yes. But it is seen clearly by you that this beingness is untouched in spite of whatever delusion it might choose to propagate or perpetuate. Han says, thank you for your answer. Yes, I understand. Very good. I'm very happy to see you in satsang. SG here says, I am sorry, but I can't seem to get this. I am making awareness something. Yes. So much doubt and noise. Don't even know what witnessing is? Sorry, no, no, no. It's perfectly honest question. There's a lot of integrity and honesty in this question, which is very good. It's very good. And you've identified a very subtle problem which many are still unclear about. So it's very good at least you see this. Because for many, we buy the visual metaphor of awareness which the mind is serving for us. So when I say you are the awareness itself, the mind could come and paint this picture of a deep space, black space. And I say, yes, yes, I am that. No? So in that, going with the visual metaphor and buying the visual metaphor, actually the point is missed. And many actually beings seem to spend many years in this delusion of just buying this. I have heard I am awareness. I trust the Guru's words, and here it is. This is what awareness looks like. It's one either white, peaceful space or black, peaceful space. No? But that is just your mind's representation of what awareness is. That is what we mean when you say, I am making awareness something. It is very good. It's a beautiful line which you said. Yes. So, even in this, the something is there, the mental projection, but there is a witnessing of this, isn't it? The one that is aware that I am making the awareness something. Who is this one? Who is seeing this mental picture of awareness? This one has no attributes. This one does not look like any phenomena. It is non-phenomenal. So let me ask you a question which can clarify this immediately. If I was to ask you, are you aware now? Without referring to the mind, just with the innocence of the child, what would you say? The simple question is, and we'll wait for your answer, and anybody else who is unclear can also choose to answer and participate. When I ask the question, are you aware now? What is your answer? SG here says, yes, something is seeing all this trying. Yes. And this was before I asked the question. So let's stay with this question, which is, are you aware now? Forget about all the past, forget about all knowledge. You are a newborn baby who just landed here, you do not know anything. So, would you say you are aware now? And this question is for all of you. So, HG here and Hans say yes. Yes. Very good. So, now stay with me for a little bit. Stay with me. Don't let the mind come. Let it come and let it go. The question is, what is seen? What is seen that you're able to confirm this with so much clarity that I am aware? Yeah. So the question was asked, are you aware now? And something confirmed something, isn't it? There was a confirming that happened that yes, I am aware. What is seen that this was confirmed? It was not that visual metaphor, isn't it? It was not that thing that you made out of this word. The mind makes a thing out of the word awareness. But in the simple question, are you aware now? You did not imagine yourself to be that thing, isn't it? But something, not thing, something was seen which confirmed that you are awareness. Goes all blurry. You say goes all blurry. But the answer is still completely clear. Yes. Han says awareness itself, yes. And you streamer says nothing is seen is self-referring, yes. Yes. So let me clarify these words a little more. What he means is that no phenomena is seen actually. Huh? Yet it is completely clear that awareness is here. In the question, are you aware now? The answer is completely clear, even to a child. And you can also say that I did not see anything. It was not a phenomena that I saw. And yet there is an awareness that there is awareness. Don't try to understand these words with the mind. Simple, it's very simple. When the question is asked, are you aware now? There's immediately a confirming yes. Then you see that it is awareness itself which is aware of its own self. And it is not a phenomenal experience. That's why I say awareness, being aware of awareness itself, is the only non phenomenal experiencing. SG says, oh, only awareness is aware? Yes. Yes. What is aware that you are aware? It must be this awareness itself. It is this simple actually. And because it is this simple, that's why the mind always misses it. The mind always paints a picture for you, trying to tell you that you are that. And we've seen through all the tricks of the mind and we've distilled the entire search into one simple question. And through grace, if there's openness and the enormity of this question is seen, then it is over now. The one simple question is, are you aware now? And the answer will inevitably be yes. And then you will see that only awareness is aware of itself. Clear? Yes. Han says yes. Very good. Ananya says, I am sure now, Father. Yes. Good, good, good. Ginger says, clear. Jyoti says, yay, game over. Yes. Adam says, yes, very good. Zoe says, still can't talk. Yes, yes. Very good. There was a time I wasn't able to talk, not properly at least, for almost 3 months. Ustreamer 8802 says, mind doesn't appreciate this. It keeps searching in future and projections. Yes, that is the nature of the mind. That is the nature of the beast. Don't try to change your mind. Just be free from the mind. Hmm? Be clear that freedom is not freedom for the mind. It is freedom from the mind. It is not freedom for the person. It is freedom from the personal idea. Let the mind do what it wants. Who is the mind talking to? Are you the one that the mind is talking to? Find out who the mind is talking to. Uh, Ajnani says, if we load a program to a robot, I love these kind of questions. If we load a program to a robot, it may be aware of all the appearances and respond. So she means that there's a robot which has been programmed with some cameras and some instructions. So it seems like it can see, no? But can't be aware of awareness, isn't it? Yes. It cannot be self aware. That's why if you read some of the science fiction stories, like Asimov or some famous science fiction writers, they talk about this self aware machine. And they say that humans are just like self aware machines. And they talk about the invention of these self aware machines, which ultimately then take over the planet and those kind of things we don't need to get into. But yes, yes, it is not self aware. An amazing question. Also, the robot will not experience the presence of being, isn't it? The sense that I am, this presence of consciousness or being will also not be present. Home says, Father, you said you wanted to talk yesterday about consciousness projecting the entire world. Yeah. So let's not even start by saying entire world, huh? Because that becomes a little confusing, or maybe even it can be said to be inaccurate actually. So let's not say entire world also. Let's say that the light of being has come on, and in this light, all that you are aware of is being brought to life. Is anything that you perceive, can it be there without you being first? Is it possible for any external perception or internal perception of thoughts, memories, etc. to happen without there first being this light of being? And all that you are aware of is the world. If this is understood, then this will clarify everything. All that you are aware of can be called the world. In this very moment, this is the world. SG here says, so only awareness? Can't look into your eyes when you ask this question. I'm trying to feel whether there's a sense of celebration about that, or is there a sense of disappointment? This awareness is what you are. And this realization is the end of all suffering actually. So only awareness, yes. Oh, I missed some questions. Amaya says, you missed the two above. Oh, I see, I see. Let me look at that. Because being is God is quite hard to realize except when you speak deeper of it like this. Thank you, yes. Hmm. Before Om, did I miss two questions? I can't seem to find them, so if I miss them, can you please type them out again? So Maya had said, I like Om's question because being is God is quite hard to realize except when you speak deeper of it like this. Yes. So being is born. Look at the transition from the deep sleep state to the waking state. Is it that the world is born first and then you feel that you are? Or first you are there, you are present, the presence is there, and then for this presence the world arrives. Just look at this transition from the deep sleep state to the waking state. Is there ever a time in the waking state where the world is present without you? But there are times, even in deep states of meditation, where the presence being is there, but the world seems to be absent, isn't it? And don't force these insights too much. They will just appear naturally. As you marinate in this, all this seeing will be completely clear. You can also look at the transitions that seem to happen sometimes between the dream state and this waking state. So it seemed like you were in one body, suddenly something is here, and first you're there, then you have this body, then for a few seconds you're looking at the body, isn't it? Saying, where did this body come from? So first you are there, and then the body comes. Rashmi says, this thought has been coming often now without any intention. I am here. Very good. Very good. This thought will not leave room for other thoughts. And this thought will also eventually dissolve in itself. Very good. Ishani says, Father, there were so many insights that happened in the last few months about everything being self and grace. Also, just self which acts as the happening. And that actually, with jumped right up, and that actually with no one. There is nothing happening. Yes, there is nothing happening, and there is no one here. Yes, very good. But now everything, even insights, is dissolved into empty awareness. Look at that. Who can say these words? Very beautiful. Very good. Huh? Rashmi says, question before Om's question was, you streamer 802 said, it says, okay, so what? It says, I mean, the mind says, says, okay, so what? Give me what I hoped, what I searched in projections. Yes, it can say. So for our entire life, we have been catering to this voice, isn't it? Give me this, then I will be happy. Give me now something else, then I'll really be happy. Just a little more of this, and then I promise to be happy. So we have been catering to this voice over and over. This imaginary one is also the great dissatisfied one. It cannot leave you in peace at the moment, because in just in that moment you will realize that you are not this voice. So if you keep giving attention to what it is saying and trying to fulfill its needs, then you will keep running on this treadmill for a long, long time till you are ready to give it up. So you hear two voices now. You hear this voice and you hear the voice in satsang. And if there is a choice for consciousness itself, the choice is which voice will consciousness choose now. There is no person in this picture at all. God is pretending to be deluded, and God is pretending to come out of this delusion in this great play of Maya. So, in the play, the job from this mouth seems to be to just say that let go of this trickster mind which is speaking in your head and follow the words that are being spoken here. Knowing ultimately that you are always only the self, so nothing really will change. So that was one question. So was that the only one? And then Ustreamer802 says, Satsang is the most interesting and beautiful thing in the world. Yes. When your truest desire is for freedom itself, then you can say these words. But if you were to go onto the streets and force some beings to come into satsang, they will say it is the most boring and torturous thing. SG here says only awareness is here. Yes. So not even SG here. It's awareness here. Yes. Nothing else. Everything here is happening in this. But only awareness is. Yes. Only awareness is. Mind blowing. Yes. That's the point of satsang, to blow the mind. Yes. Vipke says, wow, so much words now. I cannot follow anymore. But there is total laughter at the same time. Han says, does devotion bracket bhakti fit into this? Of course. Of course it does. What is happening is, in the heart of the bhakta, everything is handed over to the master or to God. So the prayer of the bhakta is that you, referring to God or master, you are the doer and you are the experiencer. And when the bhakta makes this prayer sincerely, then the ego must dissolve, because without doership, the ego does not have any legs to stand on. With the dissolution of this ego, then the bhakta realizes that he or she was always actually one with the beloved. And with this experiential realization, then the bhaktas also start speaking these words, because they are just common sense actually. So in this way, the bhakta becomes a jnani also. Gyan is given to the bhakta as the prasad for his devotion. And exactly the same happens with a jnani. It could start off with a very intellectual search, But as more and more it is seen that I am not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, it is seen that this being is here, that pure awareness is here, this is seen. And then it goes from an intellectual understanding to a seen experience. And when this experience is there, then the presence of love, the presence of peace, the presence of devotion is all here in full measure. And in this way, the Gyani also becomes a Bhakta. It's like two different legs of the table. You pull one leg, but the whole table comes. You pull the Bhakti leg, and Gyan will follow. You pull the Gyan leg, and Bhakti will follow. So it fits into this very beautifully. Ishani says, Your grace and love. Thank you. Very welcome. So much love, CK, Regal. So much love. HG says, What is all this happening around me? Nothing but a cloud. How can it be all unreal? Don't have to believe, don't force any belief that something is unreal. If this is an insight, it will be completely clear. But don't try to force it that it is unreal. Even if all of this phenomenal existence was real, can you show me the reality of the person? Where is the person? The person is seen to be unreal even if all this phenomena is real. And once this is seen that the person is unreal, then who are you? Then you must be this pure witnessing itself, isn't it? It is as simple as that. Ajnani says, Yes, but when I am in deep sleep, for the other people, world seems to be going on, they tell us. Is that a joint agreement for not sleep state? No, no, no. There are no other people. All of this is only you. When being is here, then in the light of this very being, these seeming appearances of other people come. Just like in the dream, isn't it? Where do those people go? Those people who seem so real, where do they go after the dream is over? Were they not just projections of your own light? In the same way, all that is appearing here is in the projection of your own light. And this fits in very well with what Om also asked. So when we say entire world, the world is just what we are aware of now. Just like in the dream is only what we are aware of then. I hope that's clear. Han says, Pranam, and from my heart, thank you for your answer regarding bhakti. Very welcome, my dear. Very welcome. Thank you all so very much for joining in this beautiful satsang today. Muji ji ki jai. So much love, so much love. Yes, SG, we'll look at your questions again in the next satsang. I'm not sure if you're connected on Facebook. If you like to ask, you can also ask me there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.